Warm greetings, everyone. How's everyone doing? I'm well, guys. I'm well. I'm surviving. I'm surviving, guys. Guys, today I want us to talk about the cost of living, the high cost of living. You know, the high cost of living. I I think you guys are aware that on Monday, Eskom effected the increase on the electricity tariff. Then on Wednesday, we hit with the petrol increases, right? So now you can imagine, and all this increase what they do is to add on an already bad situation, just making things worse. Because I mean, already the country is already sitting at the 32 point 32.1 unemployment rate, and that's just a narrow definition. That's just the narrow definition of the unemployment rate, you know. So you can imagine the levels of poverty. And as we know, that the expanded definition of unemployment, the unemployment becomes much higher. It's much higher than that 32%, you know. So it just makes things worse, you know. Because I mean, as you know, even the micro number of people that are currently employed are not earning enough to be able to keep up with the high cost of living. And added on that, they have to take care of the family members who are unemployed. You know, as per the official stats, then you'd realize that those who are employed right now, those are in employment, are currently taking care of 4 to 5 or 6 family members. I'm talking about the people who are currently employed right now. So then you can imagine they're not earning enough to start with for them to be able to keep up with the high cost of living. But then they have to also look after the family members who are unemployed. You know, now we've got this pressure now of the increment that came in this week, the increment in terms of the electricity tariffs and what do you call the petrol increase. So it just makes things much worse right now. You know, and then you try to listen to those who are tasked with the task of leading. Those who are given the task to lead the country. There's no cogent plan, as to how are they going to be able to take the country out of this quagmire. And by the way, this country, I mean, has been in this state for almost a decade now, right? The economy is not growing. There's high unemployment. There's high levels of poverty. There's high levels of inequalities. But then you try to listen to them. Is there any cogent plan? No, there's no plan. But actually, they're even destroying the jobs the little jobs that are left. I mean, you talk about something that is such as load shedding. I mean, load shedding has exacerbated the problem, because you've got businesses have had to shut down because they could not continue operating under those conditions, right? So now the question now, how are we going to sustain our lives with such a high cost of living that we're finding ourselves in right now? I mean, then it begins to say that then we must explore other means now. Other means, but what are those means, of sustaining ourselves? I mean, someone once mentioned that now we need to have a situation whereby each and every home or household has a garden of theirs, where at least they can plant vegetables, and it's a very good idea. It's a very good idea. It's just that now we've got a serious problem. We don't have land. If we saying each and every household must be able to plant, but we don't have enough land. Just go to the townships. That's where the township, what you call Kas, that's where most black people reside in, right? There's not enough. Even in those yards, there's not enough. There's not enough space for people to be able to plant. You see, what does that do? It takes us back to the land question. To say, but the land hunger is threatening the food security, of which then again it defeats the argument that is put forward by the the white monopoly capital and its apologists amongst which are found within black people who say, no, you cannot take away the land from white people because you're going to threaten food security. But hey, Baba, already, as we speak right now, majority of people are hungry. The last time I checked the stats, this is about 4 or 5 years ago, more than 13 million people didn't have the food. No, didn't have the meal at night, those families. So you want to tell me that's not food insecurity? So it's already for that food insecurity as a country. Because we've got such a large portion of people who don't have food, who don't have a plate of food, then what are you talking about? You see. So now, how are we going to maintain ourselves if we do not even have the land for us to at least to have those gardens so we can able to plant, we're able to plant vegetables, so at least we are able to sustain ourselves. You know, because going to buy at the supermarket has become so costly now. You see. That's why I'm saying now we need to explore other means. But what are those means? You know, as I've already stated, that if you try to listen from government, business, there's no cogent plan. There's no cogent plan in terms of how they're going to take this country out of this quagmire. You know, they're just doing things painfully. You know, when people do things without so much care. That's the case. That's what we're confronted with. You know, so those are the questions we need to ask ourselves. Say, we need to have a dialogue ourselves. You know. And it's a sort of a dialogue that we need to have, so we're able to develop a program of action where we're able to empower ourselves as communities now. Because now it goes back to us as communities now. Because clearly we cannot rely on politicians and the big business. Those people are serving their own interests. You know. And it's a fact, since the Ramaphosa administration took over, things have become worse. I mean, every indicator points to that direction, points to that fact. You know, it's more like we're living now at their mercy. You know, so the intention of me doing this video is now say, but guys, we need to find ways. We need to find ways. We need to share ideas now. So, but how do we ourselves as communities, we as black people, have to do things? We have to find ways of doing things ourselves. We are able to empower ourselves and ensure that no families go hungry. You know, because here's the fact: with the increment, with the petrol increment, what it means it is that, and already even before this increment was effected, already a large number of people were spending a serious portion of their salaries on a transport fare. It's either taxis or bus or train, or even those who've got cars, you're spending it on petrol. Right? So how much are you left with of that disposable income that you have? You find that we are left with quite a little. And that little does not even go that far. You know. People joke about it, but it's a fact that people get paid on the 25th. But on the 5th or the 10th of the following month, they've got no money. They've got nothing left. It cannot be. It cannot be. It's not sustainable. It cannot be. It cannot be. We now need to have our own little CODESA now, as people to say, but now let's develop other means. And like I've said, the idea of each and every family having a garden, that's the first one we need to have. But for that to happen, we need land. We need land, because these matchboxes of the houses that we have, there's not enough land in those yards. You know. You see. So now we need to develop our own ways of sustaining ourselves. You know. I was once in Venezuela and I saw how they did that thing. How it works to ensure that the community does not go hungry. No one in the community goes hungry. But for that to happen, we need land. You know. So I'm interested to hear you guys, what other ideas you guys have that can assist us. You know. That can assist us and ensure that no black person goes hungry. You know, because my concern is about black people. I'm not concerning myself with other people. That's where my focus is at, you know. All right, guys. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. And Yeah, and thank you very much, guys, to those who have already subscribed to the channel. If you've not yet subscribed, please do subscribe. At the bottom of this video, there's a subscribe option. Please do subscribe there on the. Please do clicking on it and subscribe. Yeah, yeah. Things are tough, guys. Like things are tough. I mean, with this increment, everything else, we can already prognosticate that things are going to be even much worse than they are right now. You know, and that's why we need to come together and pull each other out of this hole that the politician and big business have dug for us. You see. All right. Ngiyabonga kakhulu ma-Afrika. Makhanye.